All right, guys, sorry I had to leave early today. I have to go to an appointment. Today we are still going to work on variables on both sides. You're not going to miss anything because I'm still here, kind of, right? All right, so multi-step equations homework. Before we start, let's go ahead and go over some of the things that you need to know for today. On the board, you'll see that variables on both sides homework is the homework. It was back there in the back when you picked it up today. You do have to do that again on line sheet of paper. When I come to check it next class, I am not going to give you credit unless all the work is shown on line piece of paper. None of that, I forgot my work at home. No. All right. Today we're going to go over our homework together, kind of, and then we'll do new notes, and then we'll do some more practice of multi-step and variables on both sides equations, okay? So the multi-step equations homework that you see right here on the board. Yes, the answers were on the bottom of the back at least. So what I want you to do is in your tables, just because the answer's there doesn't mean you knew how to get to the answer, some of you. So in your tables and in the front rows in your little row there, go ahead and work together for like 5 minutes maybe. Shouldn't take that long because you guys are smart and you know what you were doing the whole time. If you had any problems, check with each other and see what you did wrong or what mistakes you made that allowed you to not get to the answer, okay? So go ahead and do that now. Pause this video because I'm going to keep talking. So pause the video, take 5 minutes. If you need a little bit more, that's fine, to figure out where the mistakes happened if you couldn't get to an answer. Also, check your properties really closely with each other on the front page since I'm not giving you a key. I do not want you guys talking and messing around this whole time. Otherwise, the sub's going to stop and she's just going to make you do the notes. Okay, so this is time for you to make sure you know what you're doing. You have a quiz coming up, not next class, in 2 classes from now, which will be on the board next class once I figure out the actual date. And I think I might have put it in student view or parent view already. Okay, so go ahead and check your homework and we'll get back to notes after that. All right, you should have already checked over your multi-step equation homework, figured out what you did wrong. Make sure everybody in the class knows what's going on, and we're going to move on to variables on both sides of notes. So if you don't have that out, go ahead and pause the video and get those out. I'm going to start with the first equation. Again, pause if you need time to get your stuff out. So we're going to do the same thing that we kind of did with multi-step. We're going to look at just one side at a time first. So here's my shade. Oh, let's draw a wall first. Wall. Okay. All right, so is there anything on just this side that I can simplify? No. Is there anything on just this side that I can simplify? No. But we still have a problem once we take our shade away. If I can get my shade to go away. Okay. Okay. So we still have an issue, and what would that be? And you can answer me, it's okay. And hopefully you guys right now are saying that there are 2 variables, and we don't want 2 variables. That doesn't help us solve an equation. We have to get 1. So what are we going to do? Well, they're on opposite sides of the wall. Before, they were on the same side, so we could just combine like terms. You cannot combine like terms on the opposite side of a wall. It doesn't work like that. What did we have to do if we want to get something to the other side of the wall? We have to do the opposite of whatever's happening. So, a lot of you really like to have your variable on the left side of the wall. So I'm going to move my term over to the left. So I need to get rid of 2x. I don't want to circle that, sorry. I want to get rid of 2x because I need 2x to go over here to this side so that I can combine it with 6x. So 2x is actually positive. How do I get rid of a positive 2x? I do a negative 2x on both sides. And I'm going to stick it right under the 6x. I can't stick it under the negative 3 because you can't combine 3 and negative 2x because the negative 2x has an x and the 3 does not. So it's not going to ever combine with this 3. So I don't want it under there. I'm just messing with my variables first. Always do your variables first, okay? So what is 6x minus 2x? 4x. I didn't touch my 3, so I'm just going to bring it down. Equals, these crossed out, and I have 13. Now, super easy, I just have a 2-step equation that you guys love. So 4x, how do I get 4x by itself? I have a negative 3, so what's in its way? Negative 3, how do I get it by itself? I add 3 to both sides. And since I don't have you guys sitting here in front of me, I might go a little faster than normal because I can't see you guys still writing and I can't see you guys asking questions and things like that. So if you do have a question, allow one of the students maybe to try to answer your question. if you are still writing, tell the sub to pause nicely, to pause the video, and you guys can make sure to keep up. And because I go super fast when there's no one sitting in front of me and I'm actually watching them take notes, right? All right, so I also need to get x by itself. What's in my way? The 4. What is 4 and x doing to each other? They're being multiplied, so what am I going to do? I'm going to divide. So x equals 4. So, properties. Original equation is given. We always had that. Then we subtracted 2x from both sides because we wanted to get all the variables on one side so we could combine them, right? Like before. So that is still the subtraction property of equality. I'm going to abbreviate the subprop of equal. Then we just simplified, so that's substitution. We added 3 to both sides, which is addition property of equality. And simplified, which is substitution. We divided both sides by 4, which is the division property of equality. Hopefully these properties are getting a little easier for you as you go. And then simplify last to get the substitution again. All right, that's problem 1. Pretty easy. All you have to do is move that variable all the way over to the same side as the other variable so you can combine like terms. Okay? All right, let's move to the next one. We are not checking. I'm skipping the check. You're welcome. You can check, and you will be checking, right, to make sure it's right? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. All right, I'm going to draw my wall. Remember, I got to check each side one at a time. So, is there anything on this side that I can do, just this side, to simplify? Nope. Can't combine, can't distribute, can't do anything. Nope. Okay, what about just on this side? Hey, now we have something that we can do. We have to distribute. So 5 times x is 5x. 5 times a negative 3 is negative 15. And go ahead and rewrite everything that's over here. Okay, now that I went ahead and distributed, is there anything on that side that I can simplify? On just that side? No. So now I'm looking at the whole thing. So now we still have a problem. The problem is that we have 2 x's on both sides of the wall. So how do we get the x's on the same side so that we can combine? You can move it to the right if you wanted, but just because I know you guys like it on the left, I'm going to keep moving it to the left. How do I get rid of a 5x? It is a positive 5x, so I'm going to put a minus or negative 5x on both sides. And I'm going to put it under the x value. There's no point in putting it under the negative 3 because that's, or the positive 3, I'm sorry. So I still have 3. Type this in your calculator exactly how you see it. Negative 4 minus 5. If you type negative 4 minus a negative 5, then you have 2 minuses, which you don't have in here, which also makes a positive, which you don't have. You have a negative. So it's negative 4 minus 5. It's the exact thing that you see on there, okay? Which should be a negative, anybody? 9x equals, this crossed out, so now I just have negative 15. Now, even though it looks a little funny, we still already just have a 2-step equation. So the only hard part about these problems are just the first couple steps that you're going to be doing in order to get it back to a 2-step equation. So I have to get negative 9x by itself. Remember, the sign in front of the number goes with it. What's in my way? Hopefully you're saying 3 right now. Positive or negative 3? It is a positive. How do I get rid of a positive 3? Subtract 3 on both sides. So negative 9x equals negative 18. I'm going to scoot this up a little bit. Okay, so I have to get x by itself still. What's in my way? Negative 9, but they are multiplying each other, so what am I going to do to get rid of it? I'm going to divide by each other. I mean by both sides, sorry. Okay, so I have x equals, and this would be a positive 2. Okay, so multi, however many steps it takes. It's going to take a lot. All right, so let's do our properties. We have given. We have distributive, which is the distributive. Not of equality, it's just a distributive property like normal. We have the, simplify means substitute. We added, what did we add? Okay, so this is saying that I added, it wanted me to add -4 to both, or add 4 to both sides so that the smaller one went over to the right side. But again, as long as you can handle those negatives, you could do it either way. As long as you can handle the negative numbers, then you can go ahead and move it always to the left if you want. However you want to do it. You could move it to the right if you wanted, either way. So I'm going to say we subtracted 5x to both sides, which is the subtraction property of equality. Simplify substitution. Then we added, so again, this is all kind of backwards because the instructions are me moving the -4x over here instead of the 5x over. So I'm going to subtract again a 3 from both sides, which is the subtraction property of equality. I believe on the notes on student or parent view, the completed ones, that they do it, or I wrote it the correct way. So if you wanted to see it working the opposite way, you could go look that up. Simplify is substitution. We divided both sides by -9, which is the division property of equality. We substituted. And we didn't have to switch sides because our x was on the correct side, so we did not have to do this step right here. If we were to move our x over, it would have been over here like this, and we would have had to switch it correctly. Whoops. Like that, which would have been symmetric property. All right, again, pause, make sure you can do all of this stuff, make sure that I'm not going too fast. Have the sub nicely with manners. Stop the video whenever you guys need to catch up or go back. If someone's not understanding, still say, wait, I don't get it, because somebody in the class probably is getting it and they can help you, okay? All right, we're going to move on. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my wall. And I have to look at just one side at a time. So, right here, is there anything I can do on this side? So now we're getting a little complicated. This is the part that I was saying that's going to take like 7 or 8 steps. We'll count how many steps at the end. Someone can time us too if you want to, because the B-Day kids blew your record out of the water yesterday, by the way. You did it in like 7 minutes. They did it, my fastest class did it in like, well, I think it was 5 something. So you can go ahead and time this one if you want. Pause it and see how long it takes us to do it. All right, so multiplication, 2 and a parentheses is multiplication. Multiplication comes first. So I'm going to forget about this 5 for just a minute. What is 2 times y? 2y. What is 2 times 4? 8. Now I'm going to just bring my 5 down. And I'm going to rewrite everything over here that I see. Okay, can I still simplify anything just on this side? And the answer is yes. So I'm going to simplify what can go with 5, and that would be 8. So what is 5 plus 8? 13. You could put it in front or you could put it behind. I'm going to put the 2y first. It doesn't matter, and it is a positive 13. Okay, anything else on just this side that we can do? And the answer is no. So we're going to go start working on the other side now.